And we live. Welcome to the Light Room episode podcast number 63. Welcome to our viewers and our participants. Just want to thank you for a lot of feedback. Thank you for your involvement and your topics and comments. Keep them coming. We actually have our comment section open. So if you have any perspective or viewpoints, please just go ahead and type.
Please.
Yes, sir. Just want to introduce my fellas. I got Remy, please, on the right.
How?
I got my man Simo on the right bottom. What's up, bro? I got Lighthouse on the left, and my man Keys on the top left. What's up?
Yo, what's up?
How y'all feeling, man?
What up? What's happening?
Chilling.
Good, man.
This is the week after the 4th. I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I don't know if you had, some fire in the back of the front yard that you was lighting up, but I hope you had a good time. I know some of my peeps. I know Remy's still cooking out over there. I heard he had some steak and shit on the grill today. So
yeah,
hit up Remy if you want some food. But let's jump into the topic. So this is a pressing topic, and we're gonna talk about Rachael Nichols being sidelined because of the comments that she had about Mariah Taylor, which is a double minority. She's a African American woman. So just want to pass it to my fellas, see what y'all feel about it. So we talked about it briefly. It was bad. The narrative was bad, and if you read the whole section in the article, it does sound bad. But when we actually heard the audio,
I got that queued up if y'all want to hear it too.
Yeah. Let's listen to that. John.
On that.
All right. Stand by.
Mm-hmm. Rachael Nichols. Great White Buffalo.
Hey, instead of posting the NBA Finals, why don't you just do it as a silent reporter after the NBA Finals? Because guess what that would go away for Maria to do the hosting. Yeah. So, I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out how to just, my thing is I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy one-time record anniversary, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not gonna find it with me and taking my thing away.
Man, look, I don't see shit wrong with that. Honestly, I don't see a goddamn thing wrong with that shit. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, because think of it this way: because she's not being racist or saying anything racist. She's in a position, and she clearly sees that ESPN has an agenda that does not involve her. It's not like she's better. She's not a better news and sports caster than she is. It's not like she's outshined her in any way. She's literally getting her spot removed because the other chick is black. If it was reversed, if you worked at a McDonald's and you went from starting on fries all the way up to the manager, and then you became manager, and then they decided to replace you with somebody white because they needed to get that person wasn't better than you at their job. That person wasn't outshining you. They literally did it because of other reasons. That ain't right. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
What you got to say, Simo? You muted, Simo. What's going on?
Yeah. What you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, go ahead.
You muted, Simo.
Nah, I don't hear you. You fucked up, player.
I don't see nothing wrong with that shit.
Yeah, but B, I can see, I feel where you're coming from.
It's not like she is better. There was no performance. Like Rachael Nichols didn't do anything wrong. She wasn't fucking up on her job. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do anything wrong from her job's perspective. Now, if there was if this chick was outshining her, or if Rachael Nichols knew that this chick they were competing for a position, then okay. But specifically, I feel as though she knows, like she said, she wishes her the best.
You saying ESPN was trying to gift wrap Maria Taylor more, shine because of the current situation in the country.
Exactly. I mean, that's what Rachael Nichols is saying without saying it.
She's not wrong, and then I don't think people are, wrong for coming at her either. I think both sides, have some truth to it.
Yeah, I mean, because this is the thing. Like, let's take.
Another thing though, her being illegally recorded is some other fucked up.
And that's a whole nother thing.
And that being released and shit is some legal shit, right?
Right. All right.
Yeah. But Maria, I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Maria Taylor is actually an awesome. She's a beast, and she is actually. And she actually plays sports.
And I don't want to take anything away from her, but in this instance, though, that Rachael Nichols didn't say anything wrong.
No. But what I'm saying,
I feel like she was trying to say she got the right things, not to sound racist.
Exactly, Corey. I feel the same way, but I also think if you do have a better person, why wouldn't you put him in the position? Like nobody said nobody said Jalen Rose wasn't a better person than whoever he replaced, but he been on that shit. He been on like 3 different shows now, and he's successful in basketball. So I would listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like if he got shit to say, I'm gonna be like, all right, shit. He probably right. He fucking played with Jordan. Like he had to fucking guard Jordan. Like Kobe dropped 8. But
the backlash is not about. But the backlash on Rachael Nichols is based off of what she said. She didn't say anything wrong.
She sounded like she was somebody commenting on affirmative action, but saying enough not to sound. But not saying it, but not trying to say it.
Corey,
get in the trash can.
Is that affirmative action, or is that the network pandering to a certain situation in the country? Yeah.
Well, my point is the argument sounds exactly the same. We're pandering to black people. Oh, there's not enough black people employed in this position or whatever, so we have to make our quota or such and such. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact argument.
I think even within that whole concept, I'm not necessarily mad at her comment, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's understandable. Even if, like, let's say that it's true though. Let's say that, that's what happened. Like, let's say either one of us at our jobs, so it's a big pro-women walk, pro-women, push or whatever. So imagine, because we have to create more diversity in the workplace, you might be a great employee, but they say, oh, we're going to put this woman in your position because we want to add more diversity to the workplace. Then you say, man, they only put that person in that position because she's a woman. Does that mean you're a woman hater, or is that you just being observant of the situation? You see what I'm saying?
I lived through that too.
To me, though, to your point, that discounts.
Like nobody likes to lose their job, bro. Nobody likes to lose their job, bro. Like, especially if you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Right.
So to me, that discounts Maria Taylor's actual, success and like how good she is. Because she basically, Rachael Nichols is saying the only reason why she's taking her position is because she's a black woman, which I don't think is true. That's my perspective, is that Maria Taylor could possibly be better than Rachael Nichols. That's my perspective. That's how I'm playing it.
I mean, and you could that could be true, and I'm not disagreeing with nothing that you're saying at all. I think the only issue from Rachael Nichols' perspective is that she didn't do nothing wrong. But I will also say, if I'm ESPN, I'd rather fucking put Maria Taylor there than Rachael Nichols. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even necessarily that I think Maria Taylor is better, but I just think Maria Taylor fits the mold of she just looks better on screen. You know what I'm saying? You got the ES, it's our biggest shit. You know what I'm saying? Put Maria Taylor out there. Like, she's easier on the eyes, you know, to be honest, you know. So why wouldn't you not want her there? You know, so I mean,
yeah, she glowing.
So I feel like if you know, I think it makes sense. It makes sense why ESPN would want Maria Taylor there, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily mad at what's her name for losing her job and shit. Her comments and is it a racist? Is she racist because of that? Nah. But what I will say is, you know, at the same time, she works for ESPN, so you know, there's been a big pro-black push on ESPN. Black people, we're with the black community, this, that, and third. And then for Rachael Nichols to say a comment like that, she know damn well she wouldn't say that shit when the camera was on. You know what I'm saying? Because she know that would go against the whole company. You know that would go against company policies. But the only reason I'm bringing this up isn't necessarily an indictment on her, but I'm just saying that this is an example to show that she's even aware that the ESPN is a woke league. They are pushing the whole woke agenda. And she's aware that her damn self. That's basically what she was saying. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, and it also shows that us as viewers, us as people who watch ESPN, we watch these niggas on the news. They are reading from a company fucking script. So just because these niggas telling you what you want to hear, don't mean that they speaking from their genuine heart. And I think this was a great example of that. Does that make her a bad person? Nah, because a lot of us in the workplace can't say what the fuck we want to say. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I have no problem with Maria Taylor having that position either. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I just don't feel it. Yeah, I agree.
So quick question. One part that we did not hear is Maria Taylor. Rachael Nichols said that the solution should be that she should keep her position and that Maria Taylor should take a white man's position. How y'all feel about that?
She said that?
Yeah, she said instead of
what does that have to do?
She said, I'm just asking you a question. Instead of replacing my position, you know, being a minority, why don't y'all go ahead and put her in the position of a white man? How does that sound to y'all? Like, is that?
I mean,
that don't make
no
the narrative
fucking
changes a little bit for me. Though.
That makes absolutely zero fucking sense.
She started
like that makes no sense because at the end of the day, they said we want Rachael Nichols to be in that position. So at the end of the day, it's like, come on, man, that shit don't make no sense at all, bro. Like, it's like, what the fuck does some random white guy have to do with this whole situation? Like, is that nigga an ESPN reporter? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that nigga on the part of the NBA finals? Right. So what the fuck he got to lose his job for? That shit don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Just sacrifice him.
Right, exactly. Show now.
He was like, get him up out of there. It should be more minority.
But that's just some symbolism shit like that. But if they did that, to me that would look like some pandering shit. Like, oh look, black people, look, we eliminated your biggest adversary, a white man, and we put a black woman in her place. Look at us. Like that's what that looks like to me, because that nigga ain't got shit to do with it. So why the fuck he got lose?
He ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that don't make no sense.
And now they got Malika Andrews in there. They got some star power over there right now.
They trying to draw them ratings.
Second comment though, that second comment though, Paul. It sounded like she was trying to. I don't know. She was trying to cover up. Did she say that later on? It sounded like she was trying to cover up.
Yeah, she
what she said.
It's another audio, but she said that in the second audio with what's the name, LeBron James advisor, and LeBron James' advisor was like, well, we should play it like this. We should tell them that they trying to pit two minorities against each other and like bring this to the light so everybody will know, you know, how bad the media and ESPN is. And that was the last conversation.
Yeah. I mean, they grasp.
You think LeBron James' advisor is also LeBron James, or LeBron James' advisor is a team of people pushing LeBron James as a brand? to make stuff like this happen.
I just know
you know he
LeBron
got a
runs
squad.
shit. Behind the scenes, LeBron is a mover and shaker in the NBA, nigga. Like that nigga's powerful, bro. Like he shows it. The nigga, he the only nigga that ain't get in trouble for not wearing a mask. Like that nigga ain't have a mask on, even though it was an outdoor event. But
and then said,
he got away with that shit. Everybody else got in trouble.
And said kick rocks. So I'm not telling you if I'm getting vaccinated or not.
Yeah, but I think his advisors do push the narrative. This is like, you know, what does this have to do with LeBron James' advisor anyway? Like that just shows you
exactly.
People probably calling him for advice.
Rachael Nichols is the homie.
Yeah, like people.
I think everybody the homie.
People probably calling him for advice and shit on how do I navigate through this or how I move through this. And like just the fact that he's advising people with this shit, like he's a lawyer, like I ain't gonna go into that, but like that shit's crazy. Like
here, he just stepped
what y'all think about Steven Jackson coming out and defending her and shit? Well, do y'all see Steven Jackson come out and defend her too?
Nah, what did he say?
Nah, I didn't see that.
I ain't see it either. I just heard that he was coming out and talking and defending her. I ain't see the joint though.
Oh, okay.
Steven Jackson.
No, I ain't see it.
I mean, no. I mean, I wouldn't go on my way to I wouldn't stick
I
wouldn't. I wouldn't. Yeah,
Nah.
I wouldn't touch this.
These are racial matters. These are racial matters.
I wouldn't touch it.
And
if Rachael Nichols is on fire, she's on fire. Trust me. You don't want to touch her.
It just say,
yeah, man. They got. And they made an example out of Rachael, so the rest of these niggas ass tight as shit right now.
Is she fired or not? Is she fired or not?
No, she ain't fired.
Nah,
I
I don't know if she's
doing the finals.
I think she got a little demotion though. Nah, she got because I heard they took her show off. They took the jump off and replaced it with Jalen and Jacoby.
She's done for the whole 2021 season. Like she's not coming back until 2022. And then
she still can host her show though.
She still can host what?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, describing her for the rest of it.
Nah, what I read is that she was done for the whole 2021.
I read she's not on the sideline, but she's still hosting her show.
Well, see her then screenshot that shit because.
Damn, I just seen it on the joint you just brought up. Did we talk about Cosby, man? I know it ain't, you know what I'm saying, but did we get on Cosby? You did? Okay. I forgot. Just making sure.
we can get deeper into an OT though. We can get deeper into an OT.
Yeah.
We ain't really get into it like that.
Yeah, we did. Him and what's his name? McAfee. That was last week. My fault, folks.
McAfee.
McAfee.
Oh, McAfee.
Oh man.
All right, moving on. You know, dealing with grown folks and all this stuff, you know, he say, she say shit. Do y'all believe in society that there are necessary lies you have to tell?
All right, when you say necessary lives, do you mean like just general dealing with people on a day-to-day basis, or do you mean like the government can't tell us everything type shit? Like what you mean?
That's what I'm thinking of. Government shit.
Well, let's touch on both. Like your everyday dealings with your fellow man, your relationships, your kids, you know what I'm saying, Santa and all that shit, or anything.
I mean, because I'm kind of
I keep it real. That's Santa shit. Hey, that's Santa shit, but I don't really like to tell my kids that shit.
Right.
But my wife, she, I would exactly, nigga. That's how I be thinking. I'm like, we be telling them that we bought all that shit. But my wife, she's all into the tradition of Santa, so I'll be like, all right. But I really ain't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just I'll be like, I don't want to lie to them. Just tell them the fucking truth. The tooth fairy shit, she still be putting money under their pillow. I'll be like, man, don't do that shit. Like, you know, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm being a party pooper. Maybe I'm being a party pooper or something. But yeah, I mean, that's an example. That's one thing. I don't know. I don't be with that shit though.
That's a good example. Yeah.
But I think I'm kind of like 50-50 on it. 50%, yes. But then also 50% no. And I say yes because sometimes, like you said, the whole Santa Claus thing, or you may, you know what I'm saying? You may, I don't know. It's weird because if you're lying, you're being untruthful, right? That's what a lie is.
Lie is
You're
a
being
lie.
untruthful. So if everybody's no, regardless of how big or small that lie is, you still are being untruthful. So if that's the case, if everybody in society has a mindset of, oh well, you know what I'm saying, a little lie, a small lie is a necessary lie, or that means that you're gonna have people walking around just being untruthful in general. And that's when you get a lot of chaos because you got people who think that, you know what I'm saying, their lies become truths. You know, you see what I'm saying? And then that's when we
Yeah,
get
no, that's a
into
good
the
point.
society. The society that we live in now is based off of lies, small lies. That filter that you got, that ain't
All
the
right.
way you look on Instagram. But
True.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's a
real.
small.
That's a great point. That's a great
lie
fucking
though.
point.
You see what I'm saying? So we
That's real
build
though.
like the way society is built is based off of that mindset that it's a necessary lie. But in all actuality, if
All
the
right.
word, it's almost like we made the word lie up. And because if you took the word lie away and you be like, you're not being truthful. If somebody says you're lying versus you're not being truthful, it hits differently. You see what I'm saying? Somebody you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's I'm 50-50 on it, but yeah.
All right, but
So-
what about a situation where motherfucker be like, do I look fat in this shirt? You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
yeah, I was
Are
about
you
to
gonna
say
just
shit
straight
like
up
that,
like,
yeah.
yeah, you look
Right.
fat and shit. Like,
He's trying to keep
you know what I'm
the
saying?
peace.
Like, are
He's
those
trying to keep the
necessary lies?
peace.
Like, are you because look though, because at the one in one instant you could say your honesty could motivate that person to lose weight, but at the same time it could do the opposite effect. It could just make them more, down on themselves, and then they,
Depressed and shit. Yeah.
make them worse, make them feel even worse about themselves. So, what like, let's say like that type of lie, like, or you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know, I can't think of nothing else that's
Or
that same route off the top of my head, but
can enable them to, like, you know what I'm saying, to keep doing wrong. Or if like somebody that's like an addict, or they got bad habits,
Right.
and they doing something,
yeah,
and you feeding, like you saying, you let them know, like, it's okay, as long as you do it, here and there. But if you enabling somebody with and telling them, you're not giving them the, the real stone cold, truth of it, you're doing them a disservice for real.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
what you guys are talking about is based off a society that we live in now. If a society that was built on nothing but truth, that person that you're telling the truth to is not going to take that in a negative way.
Preach.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that
Preach.
person would be like, okay, this person has my best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But the
yeah.
way that we,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, the society that we live in now, it's like, oh,
That's a
what do
good
you
point.
mean? You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying? What
great
do you mean? You know,
that's a great point. That's a
that's
great
true.
point. Because even yeah. I mean, even in that same instant, right there, like you said, because sometimes a person, like, let's say that, do I look fat in this shirt? Like, sometimes a motherfucker be lying to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for you
You already know the
to
answer.
tell them that, it's like, you're going against the lie I'm telling myself. Like, I don't want to believe
That's
this.
me.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
me. I
So
know
yeah,
I'm
you're
fat.
right.
Niggas, I know I'm fat.
You're 100% right.
That's
You're
me.
100% right.
So
Go
I
ahead,
guess
Paul. What you about to say, Paul?
Well, no, I guess when I'm thinking about this, I'm trying to think like to the extreme, right? Because I think you should always tell the truth. But when I'm thinking to the extreme, I'm thinking like, shit. What if you got like you're a fucking detective and you know what I'm saying? You seeing fucking brain matter almost every day, and you seeing like rapings and all of this shit, and you gotta like do detail on that, and your wife is asking you what happened at work today, and you want to shield her from that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just thinking like in that example, like you ain't gonna say, yeah, I saw a fucking brain matter and this and
That's
this
a
and
good
that,
one.
and feed that shit
That's
to
crazy.
her night. Like, because that negativity doesn't breed like anything positive. So you might just be like, look, honey, like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing really.
Hey,
Like,
you would. That's like one of the only jobs like when you get promoted, your fucking your shit just gets worse. The job gets worse. That's fucking crazy. The
yeah,
job
but
gets worse.
just think of that, because we think about occupation, we think about some of the shit that people got to see on an everyday basis. Like if you and then it's funny because I was even talking about psychiatrists. Psychiatrists go crazy because they got to understand and listen to everybody else's issues and problems, and you know what I'm saying. Some people like can't take that shit. So like you pouring that shit into other people because they want to know what's going on. that shit might not be beneficial for them. So,
but
yeah.
I feel like,
Crazy
but I
too.
feel at the same time, it sounds like we're trying to make an excuse for lying. You see what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how bad a situation is, being untruthful in a situation is not going to make that situation better.
I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, if I wouldn't want to tell my wife about brain matter every
Okay,
night.
but you also don't have to lie to her. You can go. There's other ways that you can go about telling your wife how things went at work without exposing the entire thing to her.
Mhm.
But just going off.
But you also got to protect their mental too. As the man of the house, you ain't gonna tell her like, "Oh yeah, it was some real bad shit and my head's fucked up," but I can't tell you every night. That's my thing. Like, it's a balance to it too. I'm not gonna be like, "Yeah, I ain't telling you shit."
Nah, you ain't got to do that. But it's
It
ways.
was bad tonight, and I want to be truthful, so I'm just gonna tell you it was fucked up. And then she thinking I'm fucked up for the night every day. So I hear what you're saying. It's true. You also got to make sure that your family good too. Like, it's, is it a lie if you just telling her like, bro, I don't want to talk about it. Like, this shit was bad. Like, this is just one instance. I'm not even talking about, like, I'm not even hitting like politics or nothing like that. Like, it actually gets real deep into what is a lie.
I mean, I see what you're saying, because like, even like
It
you said,
also
when
might
you
go
into
into what-
politics, because a lot of shit, a lot of jobs that people have, you can't go home and tell the truth.
Yeah,
based off of the job that you have.
Yeah.
See,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you ain't supposed to talk about shit in the CIA.
Hey, you know what's real though? I agree with you. Agree with you, Brian. Another thing though, and well, at least me, from my perspective, maybe this is an understanding I'm coming to. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you don't always have to be so transparent all the time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can't give too much information to everybody, because you never know who has your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes it's better to keep shit vague with niggas, because when you give too much information, now niggas know how to attack you. They know where your weak points are. They know, you know what I'm saying? They know what makes you happy, because even a nigga knowing what makes you happy is an opportunity for them to make you unhappy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's sometimes
but being vague and lying are two different things.
That's me. I'm vague as shit. Yeah.
Being vague and being lying and a necessary lie is completely different. If I withhold information from you, I'm not lying to you. I just did not disclose all the information.
I don't know about that.
In the court of law, if you hold information,
we're not talking about this. Is this the flight room?
We're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about that right now.
That's how you put black people in jail. This is real life shit. Like, I'm being real life shit. If you got the population is 60%, 70% in jail that's black, and we ain't even make up 20% of the goddamn whole population, that's real shit. Like, we don't know that if we withhold information.
I think that's a lie too, though.
Yeah, that shit.
Population shit.
But anyway, I'm just.
Go ahead.
No, I see what you're saying, though.
I'm just saying, like, withholding information, you will be put in a group that actually committed the crime if you withhold information.
So who agrees that there are times where you have to lie? Is anybody that agrees with that?
Yeah, that's the question, y'all. That's the question, y'all.
Because
are there necessary lies?
When I asked on Instagram, it was 90%.
So this I don't agree with it. I think you should not lie. I'm gonna go say that, like, point blank period. I feel like we all in our 30s. Like, it's a point in your life where, like, yo, you gotta live your truth. You gotta say what you mean and mean what you say.
Grow your ass up.
We old ass men.
I agree with that.
Shit to lie about, but But on the other side, I do want to say, like, it'll be times where I'm not perfect and I don't want to talk about a situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an ambivert, so like I can be an extrovert and an introvert, like, all in one day. And like, if I don't want to talk about something, I actually might say, like, bro, like, or like, hey.
Shit, I didn't know there was another word.
But you know what's real? Hey, you know what's real though? If you approach. But that's real though, because if you approach a nigga about a situation, they say I don't want to talk about it. It's like, all right, cool. Like, it ain't really no. You don't feel no kind of way. You don't feel like you've been lied to, or you've been manipulated, or you've been tricked. Niggas say I want to talk about it. You be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Give them their space, because it might be a sensitive subject or topic. So
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
And,
Definitely feel you on
to
that.
the point that you made, Marcus, like I'm even at the point where I don't trust too many people. So like if I'm at work and somebody asks me like, yeah, what'd you do over the weekend? I ain't gonna tell them every fucking thing I did over the weekend. Like I ain't gonna be that transparent.
That's
I'm
a
gonna
good
be
one.
like, nigga, like I don't even trust you. You don't even follow me on social media. Well, I'm gonna tell you everything I do on it. You know what I mean? So,
Right, bro.
so
Yeah. A lot of times niggas just want to be in your business, bro. Like they just want to, find a reason to judge you at the end of the day. That's all they be wanting. They just looking for a reason to put you in the box. That's all.
Right.
But they're trying to scam you.
Right.
Niggas tried to scam me today on the gram.
He trying to scam you? What you mean?
Yeah, somebody tried to scam me for. So I had commented. I commented on some World Star joint or whatever, and then a motherfucker said, "Oh, yeah, DM me. You want a prize?" I was like, I was just fucking with these motherfuckers. Let me go with this joint. See what I said. What I win? I said what I win. Literally, what I win. Like, oh, you won $5,000. I'm so happy.
But
congratulations.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a scam.
Send me
$100.
That's
a full-blown scam.
Send me $100 because the bank is not the bank is having some charges or whatever, and they're not letting me send you cash app you this 5,000 and shit. I was like, come on, dog. This how y'all niggas
Hey, but I will say
on.
though, speaking on like this last thing I'm saying on this old line shit or whatever, and I do realize that
this was our
like I said, like you said, Paul, we grown ass men. Like life is so much easier when you just honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like just keep it 100 with niggas. Like and that takes away all confusion, and that all ties back to what you were saying at the beginning, Brian. It's like when you being truthful, the confusion just goes away. It takes all the space. It takes away the space for speculation and. Especially when your words match your actions, then niggas ain't confused. They're not sitting around pondering around what you want, what you really, is this motherfucker who they say they are. Like, just honesty, I think is like they say, the best policy. I definitely do agree with that though. I don't think you should be all the way transparent, you know what I'm saying, with people, but you should, definitely be honest. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I do agree that there may be an life or death circumstances.
I was about to say, like what if somebody got shot?
Live.
What if somebody got shot and they leaking and they're like, "Oh, bro, you think I'm gonna make it?" You be like, "Yeah," and his whole fucking bottom half is gone.
He don't got no legs.
Bro, I would tell you gonna just tell that man, "Nah, you dead, bro." Like, nah, I'll probably be like, "Nah." I don't even know what I would say in that situation. You want to keep it optimistic. You want the nigga. You don't want him to lose all. You're like, nah, nigga, you dead, nigga. Like,
I see.
All right, bro. I don't even know why
Forrest Gump.
There are circumstances, I see what you're saying though, because there's circumstances that you shield from your kids too. You know what I'm saying? Because not everything is all peaches and gold, and you know what I'm saying, when at being a parent in general, and your kids, you know what I'm saying, you shelter your kids from certain things. You know what I'm saying? The kids don't need to know everything.
Niggas are some liars.
You know what I'm saying? Like your kids don't need to know everything that's happening between mommy and daddy. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. So I mean, you aren't you know what I'm saying? You aren't lying to them, but at the same time, you are not, like you're saying, you're not disclosing all the bits and pieces of the information.
Yeah. True. So like, how many times? I'm just gonna ask y'all, how many times have
I think kids get lied to the most, probably.
I was gonna say, so
every day.
How many times
have you every day?
That's why.
How many times have you been somewhere or you got plans and you don't want to tell them specifically what you about to do? This is mainly when they're younger, but I can see it when they like at 7, 8, 9, 10. But you don't want to tell them exactly what you're doing because they're gonna feel left out. They don't be like, why the fuck I'm not going? Like how many times has that actually happened? Where you don't,
all the time.
You don't be like, oh yeah, we actually about to go to the beach. You can stay here with your auntie,
right?
or Jamaica.
I'm going on vacation.
Right.
Holla.
Yeah.
Right, because I remember my son used to see like pictures, and like if I'm at the beach, he used to always say like anywhere I go and he see pictures like, you went to Florida. What else? It was always Florida. It was always Florida.
Oh man,
that's a spot.
The disrespect. You went to Florida.
Oh man.
You can see it in their face too. They be so disappointed with you. Like, bro, why you ain't take me though?
Damn, I like sand too, nigga. I like the beach.
Right.
But right, I can't go to the bar with you, so.
Mhm.
So Shaq, before we switch up, what is this about a noble lie?
Oh yeah, post that real quick. So they're actually this is what they do in politics. This is kind of what we was talking about, B, a little bit. But in politics, what they do is they knowingly propagate an elite entity to maintain social harmony. So it's like they push the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever diverts your agenda or doesn't like draw you to attention, like shit, man. Like the whole UFO, thing. Why are they pouring all of this UFO thing, pictures and information out just this 1 year when they've had it for 15, 20 years, maybe even more than that. So it's like harboring of information to guard the community. That's what that's what we define.
Yeah, I feel like you do got to do that, especially with like as much as I want to know about like UFOs and all that shit. People are way too dumb.
Yes.
People are stupid.
And boy Trump though, he don't know about the noble lie. He just knows the blatant lies.
So that's the thing.
Noble lie. Blatant lies.
Stop it.
You can potentially put like the whole nation at harm because people are acting crazy because they don't know how to receive that information. Like, was that information really good or was it detrimental?
Bro, the easiest like example to like point to, like anytime like if you're on the beltway and they say 2 left lanes are closed, merge the fuck over at exit 25. And people will wait to 24 and a half to merge over. That lets you know, like
25, dog.
Yeah, people are
will
not,
ride the shoulder, dog.
They'll push the envelope.
They're not
push
capable.
the envelope.
They're not capable of
decent
making decisions.
That's true.
So if you tell a whole the East Coast, oh, shit's about to happen, a hurricane, evacuate, all that shit, it's gonna be gridlock because people they're just stupid.
Niggas will wait literally until the cone is in front of the car to get the fuck over, dog.
And back everybody up.
Exactly.
When you can just merge over and everything would be smooth. Traffic is the biggest example of how stupid people are. But anyway, I guess that's my perspective. Transitioning. How important do y'all feel perspective is?
Just in general?
In general.
That's a good question.
Perspective is single-handedly the most important concept we have.
I mean,
I want to ask who posted that.
It is.
I did.
Okay.
Did you do the lie 22, B?
Nah.
Did the lie 22?
The lie was me.
Okay.
Hey, perspective is huge, bro. I know, Brian. I know you got a lot on this because you posted it, but
and I know you did the other one too about the frequencies.
You can tell what Brian is. You can tell Brian posted the question.
That should be
like,
having.
Sound like him talk. You write like you talk. So it's so
right.
funny because your brain, like I automatically read it in your voice. Like I don't do it on purpose. It just reads in your voice.
It'd be the punctuations too.
But go ahead.
Oh yeah, this Brian.
Yeah. This is the thing, though. This is the thing about perspective. Like you can be right and talk to somebody and they have the total opposite outlook on something, and they could be right too. Like that's what's the weirdest thing about perspective is because they can see it at a whole different type of angle. Because y'all not the same person. You know what I'm saying? So like you could actually live, and I don't know if y'all have ever seen this, but like you could have 2 siblings grow up in the same damn house and have 2 different perspectives of what actually happened. You know what I'm saying during their childhood.
Oh yeah.
So
that's probably every family.
Yeah, because like it's like people see things and retain things differently. I think that's the biggest thing. If you can understand that as a leader, or you know what I'm saying, or even in a relationship, that somebody that has a different perspective than you is not necessarily wrong. I think that shit opens up so many doors, bro.
But okay, so with that being said, so if the reason why I pose this question is because I feel as though a lot of people. Whether someone, it's like we pick and choose when we want to you know what I'm saying, get mad or emotional about something when technically
Rachael Nichols.
everything is from somebody's perspective. If
Mhm.
so for like example, if we were to I don't know, let's say Reds, we sit in the room, right? And we sit down in the room and let's say somebody played for the first time, we hit a J. Cole album, right? We both hear it at the same time. And then somebody comes out, and once the album's over, somebody asks us, "Hey, what did you guys think of the album?" We both say that we loved it, right?
Mhm.
But technically, the way that I loved it is different than the way that you loved it. My perspective of the album, even regardless of what, is completely different than yours, right?
Right.
But we say
Right.
that, but we can say that when everything is all peaches and cream. But let's say somebody, let's say if a race, let's say somebody who we
Critical
deem
race
racist, right?
theory.
Let's say somebody who we deem to be a racist or somebody who we deem to be doing something wrong. If they say
Mhm.
something based off of their perspective, that person's perspective, now it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? When that is that person's perspective. That person is entitled to that perspective, right?
Mhm.
No shit.
He's entitled to that. You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
beauty of
Because
America.
because based off of my perspective, I feel as though it's wrong. But I'm saying we attach it. We everybody has their own perspective. Everybody's their own themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, how can we get
Individuality.
mad if somebody is voicing their perspective? That is what that person. That is that person. It's almost like your perspective is your consciousness. Your
Mm.
perspective is everything. It's your being. It's the way that you see reality and life. You know what I'm saying?
But that's always subject to
Um.
change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
I
always
get what
subject
you're
to
but
saying. I
change.
get what
that's
you're
the
saying,
beauty.
but
That's the beautiful thing about perspective, because I think even within perspective, like you were saying, growth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the growth that we go through when we
yeah.
transition, when we become better
Hell yeah.
people, or whatever the fuck it is usually rooted in a change of perspective. You know, you can change your whole life just by changing your outlook, and I think that's what's so powerful, because you can get stuck in a
Yeah.
perspective for 20 years, and then you
Yeah.
change your perspective, nigga, and change your whole life in a month. You know what I'm saying? Just by the change of perspective. Like, that's how
Exactly.
life is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I
And
think
I
that's and really what you're saying is it's your thought process, your perspective, your thought process. You change your thought process, everything starts in the mind. You change the way you think, you change the way you act. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
yeah,
And
I'm with that. I
I
agree
think
with
that
that
we don't
wholeheartedly.
value, and I also think that we don't value other people's perspectives as much as we should, because like I just like the scenario I just gave, we both listened to the J. Cole album at the same time. We both said that we love it, and then guess what, we share the reasons why we love it. And guess what, now I go back and listen to that same album based off of what you said. I now have a different perspective because I listened to what you saying,
And you
what you
hear it
said,
different.
right? And I
That's
I
real.
now
That's
hear
true
it
though, because
differently,
yeah.
so I have a whole
How
But
completely
that's
different
how
easy
many
though.
perspective, you
That's
know.
easy though.
how many
Yeah.
times have you
Go
heard
back
some
to that
shit the first
racist shit
time and the
though.
nigga was like, nah, but hold on, but how many times have you heard some shit the first time and then you was like, I don't know about this shit, to somebody else whose ear you respect be like, nah, that shit was fire. Then you listen to it again, you be like, oh shit, this shit ain't too bad. But only reason why you more open-minded to
Hmm.
enjoying it is because you heard somebody else say that shit was fire. So yeah, I definitely do agree
Somebody
with
else
that.
that you
But
think
go ahead,
highly
Corey.
of, or
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I get it, but it's certain circumstances where like somebody else's perspective, back to what Brian was saying earlier, like depending on what type of society we're in, anyway, societal norms. Um, at certain points, your perspective is trash. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Especially if we talking about like racist shit, or um, these I'm not gonna get into that, but we talking if we talking about just like craziness, man, just like craziness that we know, what I'm saying, that you should not be thinking that it's okay or nothing. Like, we should just throw you in a dumpster and light that motherfucker on fire or
Hey,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's perspectives out there like that. That's all I'm saying.
So yeah, so
but perspective is very important. It is very important.
So you're right, Corey, and I that's how I think of it. Like if you know somebody, that let's just go to the racist topic, right? You know somebody that's racist, but all they do is watch Fox News every day. You know what I'm saying? They don't get any perspective outside of their house on whoever they're racist towards. You know what I'm saying?
They watch Newsmax now.
Is their perspective is that shit really like, you know, all inclusive? Like, and I that's how it's like. Don't you have to value somebody's perspective that actually has like a good common sense and maybe even some like you know, I don't know, like some history or like.
You know what's crazy though? If you actually like bounce back,
but even
if you bounce back from those news sources, it's like complete polar opposites. If you actually if you're somebody that actually listens to different news sources or whatever, it's like complete polar opposites.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck?
That's the point. That's the point. But I think you gotta marry. I think
you gotta marry yourself to that stuff though. But that's why, like, if we were a podcast that was only one view, I think we would have so many more followers, you know, listeners. You know what I'm saying? If we was just specifically to the certain demographic, our show would be
right. I
through
see
the
what you
roof.
mean.
You gotta marry yourself to those ideas.
Nigga, if we follow,
go ahead.
Yeah. Nigga, if we follow wokeness, nigga, we be on fire, nigga. What if ESPN we just follow the ESPN guidelines, and all we talked about is just how we be so victimized.
We selling shea butter.
About was like, you know, shea butter. We was talking about victimization and just, you know, all that shit. We were talking about trans rights and nigga, we be the hottest niggas in the streets right now. You know what I'm saying? Just stick to the ESPN script, but outside of that, I do think that as far as like, you know, I put it like this, like you were saying earlier, a person might watch Fox News all day, right? They might watch whatever that new channel you must watch all day. But let's say you on the opposite, and let's say you're the person who watches, let's say you watch, you know, NBC, ABC, ESPN, all these other channels, right? Like, I feel like the average person who watches that shit is not turning on Fox News with an open mind to hear the other perspective, because you think that you're listening to the inclusive networks. So you think that as soon as you turn on the television and hear what they say on Fox News, is like, your brain, your heart is already in this place of these are the racists who hate me. And you're not even really listening to what these niggas are saying. And you think that you're informed and you think, you know, because 90% of everything on TV is saying the opposite of what they say on that one channel, Fox News. You see what I'm saying? Like,
you're
I feel
right.
like niggas
You're
don't
right.
feel like
You're
they
right.
need
Definitely.
to watch Fox News. Because every fucking thing on TV is supports the opposite perspective. The movies, the music, the news, every form of media follows the opposite side except for one goddamn channel, Fox News, and that new shit you talking about, Corey. So I'm pretty sure that average nigga who watches TV in general,
definitely if you're a sports follower or whatever,
having an open mind.
You're right. You turn on
the
Fox
News to hear what these niggas gotta say, because you've been so beat in the head with the other shit so deep, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's all this fake, you know, higher moral perspective. So if you all getting caught up on all the left shit, you already think you got a higher moral perspective any goddamn way. So you ain't want to hear what nobody else got to say outside of that shit. And is that really inclusive? I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably not all inclusive at all.
It's not inclusive, nigga, because if you say some shit that don't go along with the guidelines at all, nigga, you get fired, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, I remember Sage Steele came on ESPN and was like, it's a shame that ESPN, if you have a conservative voice, you pretty much get fired. And if you really think about it, like we always say, Fox News is the voice of the conservative. Where is that voice of the conservative on ESPN? Because we're supposed to be all inclusive. Because all these niggas say the same shit.
That's what we were saying earlier. It's all the narrative. Everybody push the same little general topic.
Exactly.
And they just dig into it.
Honestly, I catch myself watching Fox News more just because it's a different perspective. I'm hearing shit I don't hear every fucking day, because every thing on every movie, every TV show,
that shit is wild. It's not even just different, man. That shit is wild, dog.
The Democratic Party, they all say the same shit. Everything is the same, bro. Sometimes you just get bored hearing the same shit that you just want to hear.
Yeah,
Even if I
would
don't
agree with that too.
you, I just want to hear something different. Even if I don't agree with you,
That's
I
the
just
only
want to
reason.
hear
Yeah,
something
So,
different.
so,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't,
only reason why I tune into Fox or some
I
shit.
hear
Yeah,
you. I hear you. But even watching Fox Sports, I feel like you getting pulled. Your mind and your heart and your soul is getting pulled from every direction, and I don't think it's the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, all right, now that you think it's balanced because you listen to the Fox, but they spewing bullshit too. Just because it's the opposite don't mean it's right. So like, I mean, and I know you know
I didn't
that,
say it
but
was right.
I'm just like, if
it's just to hear different perspectives. That's all.
if you're getting a different perspective, and then your spirit is just being pulled this way, that way, this way, and all the ways is wrong. What the fuck? That don't benefit though. That's what I'm saying.
But I tell you one thing, that other shit is bullshit. Like all that shit that we be claiming to be for us, that shit is pure bullshit. That shit is doing more harm to us than anything Fox News ever said. But what I'm saying is we don't tune into Fox News. So you got niggas who are against you, you know what I'm saying, that you don't even tune into. We be tuning into niggas who be telling us they for our side every day. We be going along with all their agendas, and these niggas still, where the results at? Where the fucking results are all this all this wokeness? What does this have done for us?
Everything
I know, but what I'm saying is we tune in. But what I'm saying is, you're saying is that Fox News is bullshit, and you dismiss it and throw it in the trash regardless, but you still tune into the other shit. That's what I'm saying. We still tune into the other shit regardless. The ESPN nigga, we watch the NBA, we tuning into the bullshit. We watch the NFL, we tuning into the bullshit. You don't have to watch Fox News. Nobody, none of us watch that. You see what I'm saying?
How does that benefit?
Like you can't get around it. What I'm saying is you can't get around it because it's all mass media. It's all mass media. You can't get around it. It don't benefit you. If you tune in, you tune into the bullshit. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's just all I'm saying.
And we got a viewer question. Let's see. It says, you meet a girl, you feeling her, you find out she's pregnant like 3 months later. Do you stay?
Why you laughing like
Go
that?
ahead, get on about it. Go ahead, get on about it.
If that's not my child, if that's not my child, if
Go ahead,
that's
get
not
on
my
about
child,
it. Go ahead, get on.
3 months ain't enough time anyway for me. So if it's 3 months and that ain't my child, yeah, it is what it is, y'all. You know what I'm saying? 3 months, we need more time than 3 months for me. You know what I'm saying? So you know, like, hey, you know, got to chalk that one up to the game. You know, it is what it is.
She was already 3 months pregnant.
Would you say?
There's a TikTok out there.
Baby daddy man at the hospital.
Oh, and it don't got no volume. It don't got no volume.
Nah.
That's crazy.
I bet good. It looks like some ghetto ass shit.
Hold the fuck up. Hold up. This nigga said
it looked like some ghetto ass shit in there.
Yo, that shit.
Get out of here.
That was a hot mess right there, bro.
Yeah,
was that nigga throwing up gang signs at the end?
Hey,
come on, man. Get out of here, man.
Chicago,
get out of here.
But when I first seen that jump, I was like, this nigga had to be homeless. And that's the only way that's the only way he trying to
this nigga
finesse his way into a bed.
He been in the hospital. Oh my god.
Finesse his way into a bed.
He need a place to stay. Yeah.
Someone to lay his head.
He bragging though.
Throwing up signs too.
Boy.
I don't see too many instances where, I mean, obviously there's instances when this shit happened, but for us,
no sir.
Nah.
Good question though, Kiana.
Yeah, I'm down.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
I'm down with the win.
I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. Yeah.
I'm gonna know this off break because if you're not drinking and you know what I'm saying, why you ain't drinking? 3 months you ain't have one drink, one mimosa.
All right, so to piggyback on that, what did she tell you off break?
Out on that situation.
If she tell you off break, and then
she tell you she pregnant off the break,
and you still fall for it,
you dumb. Get out of here. Get out of here. What are you doing?
But do this fall in
you gotta look at it from this perspective.
Exactly, just fall in the perspective.
Yep, exactly.
That's the dumbest shit. That's the dumb ass shit. It don't make no sense.
What
But trust me, if you dating this woman while she's pregnant,
what if the love of your life
he's
already
going to
has one
expect
or
you
the
to take care of that child?
Lord.
But
Lord.
that's the love of your life in 3 months, nigga?
The love of your life,
Nigga, that's the love of your life in 3 months, bro.
Let's talk about 3 months. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
We
Come
talking
on.
about 3 months.
Come
Nobody
on.
should be the love of your life in 3 months. I'm sorry, bro.
Come on.
That's
I
your
don't believe in that shit.
That's your
Come
perspective.
on.
It definitely happens.
That is my perspective, but I don't know. It happens, but that's a lot. What I'm saying is, I don't think
like
you can get to know somebody that fast.
I done heard like old war veterans saying, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I took her out on one day. We had ice cream and shit. And then, you know what I'm saying? That I just knew right then and there. This was going to be my woman.
Nigga, that was
my wife.
That's back in the day. That was back in the day. Them niggas couldn't even make no phone call.
She ain't have another nigga being her. I guarantee you she ain't have another nigga.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Exactly.
And the thing is,
totally different.
She gonna expect you to take care of that child, nigga. All that shit that her real baby daddy ain't experiencing, you gonna get all that stress and all that drama, nigga. Cause she all that responsibility she gonna expect from you. You know what I'm saying? And this is you, and you getting this pressure from a woman you haven't even known for a year. I don't think.
And I apologize too, because it sounds like a real specific question. I apologize for my.
It was a TikTok.
But oh, okay, good. All right, cool. Still, that is some dumb ass shit. That is some dumb ass shit. So I can just continue to go in there. That shit is fucking crazy.
They're gonna be married for 50 years. They're gonna be married for 50 years.
The nigga that you said and that he need a place to stay. That nigga need a place to stay. That's
exactly. That makes sense to me. That makes sense.
That's probably what that shit was.
This nigga laid up in the hospital couch.
Shoes and socks off. The shoes off.
Nigga.
What was he doing? What are you doing, sir?
Running a goddamn bill.
It is not that comfortable in the hospital. It's not. I haven't had to sleep in the hospital when my wife was giving birth. It is not that comfortable, nigga.
At all.
And I was at I was in Sibley, nigga, and they give you a whole suite and shit. It is not that comfortable. It is not that comfortable.
That shit is up.
It's not.
Hey, that's a rough night of sleep, man. That's a rough night of sleep, nigga. I didn't have it.
It's never comfortable.
They do not had his socks. Not saying that we're important.
He was looking his toes and everything.
Not saying we're important, young, but they don't give two fucks about the man in that situation. Right, nigga, it would be a rough night of sleep.
And it'd be like, you like intentionally cold in there because that's what they have in the hospital. Keep it at a certain degree, man. You be freezing like shit.
Bring some blankets.
That shit different, bro.
It's not comfortable.
Young man was cozy.
That's funny though.
I know, like he was afraid of a fire or some shit.
He was like, "I'm good."
Boy.
Hey, sure. One more time.
Kiana asked another. She asked a follow-up question. Kiana asked a follow-up question. She said, "What if your ex is 3 months pregnant and you fall for another girl? Should she stay? Well, I guess should you stay?
Huh? What if the ex is 3 months?
Well, so I guess if your ex is 3 months pregnant,
I was with her 3 months
and
before
you fall for another girl, should you stay?
No, if you fall for another girl.
So if your girl is so if you break up with your girl,
should the new girl stay? Should the new girl stay?
Should she stay?
Yeah. Should the new girl stay?
Should the new girl stay? Okay.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's up to her. Yeah.
That's different because
hey,
that's a different perspective.
That's when you got. That's why you get them noble.
That's different because
them noble eyes.
That's the different perspective.
Yeah, that's her perspective. We can't answer that.
Yeah, that's the female perspective. We can't answer that over here.
Do you expect?
That's a good ass question, though.
Do you expect her to stay?
Do we?
I mean, it might sound fucked up, but she, at the end of the day, like, I'm not giving birth. You know what I'm saying? So we can start a whole new family over here. You know what I'm saying? If we wanted to. So. I mean, it's the truth, though, nigga. Like,
oh shit!
No, I'm not saying fuck the kid. I'm not saying fuck the kids. But what I'm saying is we can still. I don't know. I'm just saying we can still do our own thing separately.
Yeah, you still create it. I got you.
That makes sense. You still create a whole new
take away my mic.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
What's up with the 3 months? That sounds a little premature.
Yeah, 3 months.
I think that's the point because it's so premature.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope.
Very.
It is.
Y'all stumped.
I got nothing.
Jasmine Terrell said that's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog. That's what I'm talking about.
Have y'all seen Tomorrow War?
Yes, I did.
Yes, sir.
Everybody saying it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes, sir.
Nah, I ain't see that shit.
Jump into the review.
Yeah, Rhonda had posted that joint like a week ago or so, or whatever. Talking about that joint came out.
Time for flight reviews.
It was a good movie.
If this is your first time looking at our flight room reviews, make sure you head on to our IMBD. If you hit our link tree in the description right now, click your IMBD reviews. You can see all the movies we reviewed, our watch list, all that. You can get caught up. But yes, let's get into it. Flight room reviews, The Tomorrow War. I fuck with it. I usually like stuff with timelines, stuff with time travel and stuff like that. The time travel was easy. Yeah, it was easy to follow. The time travel was easy to follow.
Yeah.
Also, this had a lot of
nuggies.
Yeah, a lot of gems, a lot of nuggets as far as why you shouldn't tell people everything. Like we talked about, because people started looting, acting a goddamn fool in the streets because they saying, "Oh, in X amount of years, all y'all gonna die." So they like, why should we go to school? Why should we go to work? Why should we be people on the streets? They were just going hard. So it was a lot of gems. Also, like the whole we was talking about the shit last week with Shane Smith on Conspiracy Bear Me, the whole thermofrost shit, how it was, thawing out. And the aliens already been no crash landing and shit like that. But I mean, we already talked about how, movies kind of like put stuff in the, put truth in the movies. But as far as an Amazon movie, this was pretty good. I like Pratt. I like his. I like
good.
Yeah, I don't know his wife in this jump, but she's been in a couple movies. She was in what was that? The Hunt that we watched a while ago. She was in that jump.
She's the main character.
Yeah, she was the main character.
Oh,
that was her.
She was in this joint too.
She was the wife.
She's the wife.
She was the wife.
She ain't had that big of a role, but she was there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was the same lady. Okay, yeah. Cool.
I think I knew right away. Spoiler alert. I think I knew right away that the daughter was. But what's crazy? So I went. I went back and I watched it. Did they? I'm not quite sure, but it felt like they. Remember when he first remember when he didn't get the job or whatever in the very beginning?
Marcus won't watch this junk. That's why he muted us.
Hey, look, remember in the very beginning when he sat on the couch and after he didn't get the job and his daughter was there, it almost looked like when he said when we talk, I wish P was here when we talk about paradoxes and stuff like that. It's almost as if she was like from the future, like it's almost like the little girl knew what was going to happen because she was like, everything is going to be all right. Like he didn't ask her. There was no reason for her to say that. She just was like, everything is going to be okay. Like she already knew what was going to happen in the future. So it's kind of a foreshadow. But no, it was pretty good movie.
There's not a lot of good movies coming out lately, so we gotta take.
I thought the special effects was all right too.
I thought it was good. Did y'all when they actually, spoiler alert, not really a spoiler alert, but when they actually ended up going to Russia, it gave me the feel of that conspiracy theory.
Russia and China, They always
but you remember I don't know if y'all know the story where like some researchers or whatever went out to Russia. And they kind of like disappeared and were found up dead or whatever. You know what I'm saying, in the middle of Russia. I forget the actual name of the shit, but yeah. And
I think they also
I don't want to give too much, but yeah, they go out to Russia and find some shit in the movie.
I thought they did a good job on the aliens too. Like them some ruthless.
They did.
We ain't
seen nothing like that. Yeah, we ain't seen nothing like that.
Yeah,
and the motherfuckers fly. They're not fly, they glide.
Oh yeah, when them joints flew, I was like, oh yeah, they in for it.
Yeah, they're that type of shit that you gotta like, you know what I'm saying, perceive. Like nobody has had aliens that look like that and that fucking throw darts at you. They was throwing fucking darts.
Yeah.
They had a
y'all
good
got-
name
y'all got
too, the White
pistols?
Spikes.
And
That's a
they
good
had, like,
name too.
It had like that hive mentality too. Like it was worker jumps and there was the queen.
Yeah,
Queen.
yeah,
Mhm.
That was
yeah.
good shit. You know what I
That thing
know?
was dope.
What I noticed that I actually I really give props to. Usually a movie would end at the point where they were sucked back to the current year. You know what I'm saying? After all that action and all of that shit, all that happened, that then it would be the end of the movie, and then it would be like, all right, you gotta wait for like another movie for a carry on. But they like follow that shit through, and you know went back to the motherfucking you know, Alaska or whatever the fuck it was for the defrost and all of that. So it was almost like they played the
Piggyback.
They was in a DR
just to
too.
piggyback. I think it was at least like a 2-hour movie. And when it's a 2-hour movie, it's gonna be a good movie. They don't give you everything. At least a 2-hour movie.
Yeah. So, but
hour and a half. No,
most movies, most movies like go in right there, and you'd be like, damn. Well, what the fuck? What happened? So
I got a question. Why? And this goes for a lot of movies. Why, when there is like a first alien sighting or like why is it always in a stadium? There's always alien sightings.
Like Batman joint
it's all of, even like in Space Jam. It's like all the time. Like they're always like in like a mood in like an arena or something.
They let you know it got to be like one main event when it do happen.
Yeah.
For like one consensus event, Super Bowl or
that was like it's got to be something huge. That was a World Cup that they were
World Cup. All right, but let me ask you this, Brian. If you into space travel and shit, a friend of mine, got this theory that you can only move forward in space. You can't move backward, and they was moving forward and backward, but it was only for a small window.
Right?
Do you subscribe to that belief? Do you believe you can move forward and backwards, or do you believe you only can move forward?
I think you can only move forward because time only moves. There is technically there's no such thing as forward. We're just you're laterally moving as time, because time is like a river that you're flowing down.
They said that in the movie.
Huh?
They said that in the movie.
Yeah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't flow backwards. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It just does not work that way. Like if you on your way, let's say you on your way to work, right,
brother? We said this in one of our overtimes. I think it was overtime 30 something. But about the last Thursdayism. Like if there's a big bang, everything's happening simultaneously. The past is happening simultaneously. The future's happening simultaneously. The present's happening simultaneously.
Right. Exactly.
So why can't you move forward and backwards?
You just it's virtually impossible. You just can't,
because the past already happened. The past already happened. It's like once the past is going, once you go past the past, is in the past. You know what I'm saying?
But is the past going on right now? What if it's all right? What if time is like this is overtime shit? Like you drop a rock in a pond, and then like the past is like the center of the rock. Like the initial, splash, and the ripples are like the future, and this is all the possibilities going out. But you can still, go through the waves back to the rock.
That's still because even going back, that's still in present time. That's still present time. Yeah. Like even if you was to go back, that's still happening in the present moment. You see what I'm saying?
All right. So
you see what I'm saying?
Then, right? Is the movie bullshit? About going back, like they got dropped off in the future, but had a window to go back in time. I mean, in the present time, which is essentially the past.
But that's why. Put it like this. That's why in theory, they try to say like if you go backwards and let's say if you go back in the time, like even Back to the Future, you don't want to run into yourself because you come. Because first of all, they can't like you.
If you do or not, can you do it? If you only can move forward in time.
In theory, no. Like because you can't. We're talking about light at this point in time. No, I'm serious. Are you talking about?
Is that how they did? Ain't that how they did a movie? They was making them jump after they had died, though.
That's a good point.
In the movie.
After they died. No.
Yeah, because remember they told him his death or whatever, and then he jumped.
No, but
And shit, I think
he died in his present time. In his present time. But when he was
yeah, but
in the
my point
future,
was when he
he was
jumped,
still,
they made he jumped after he had died, so he didn't meet his future self or whatever.
no, he was granted the ability to go back to his present self.
Right,
Yeah,
but
but I'm saying when he jumped to the future,
Uh-huh.
they made sure that they jumped after they had already died, so they didn't meet their future self.
They ain't that though.
he was gonna die on that goddamn thing.
Yeah, that's the thing, Corey. They ain't go to after they died. They actually went.
Just right, the black dude died of cancer. So like
Yeah.
none of them.
But
yeah.
like you said,
That's what I said. That's what I
Remy,
said. They made them jump to the future after they had died, after when they were supposed to have died.
remember when she said that he was an asshole, like his mom, they got divorced and all of that stuff. That
Because
shit
of the war.
happened. That shit happened to
Yeah.
her for real,
Yeah.
right? But he had went to the future, right?
When he was supposed to be dead.
And still had to come back.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It's all happening at the same time.
That's what I was talking about.
But that's what I'm saying. There is no going back in time because time is linear. It just
Yep.
is. There
The
is no
past,
such
the
thing as
present.
going back. You just are now you are present in this time versus this time. There is no we went back. No, that's just not
So
the
you're
way
saying-
that
Yeah,
it
you
happens.
don't go back. I agree.
So you're saying you can
You don't
jump
go
to
back
the
at
future
all. It's like
and jump back to the present, but not to the past.
So he didn't come
you
back.
can't
He
jump
didn't come
to
back
everything.
the
Is the present is constant. Is simultaneously constantly happen. You can look back into the past, but you
But the
can't
present
experience
but
the past because the present is only happening. It's only the present that's happening. But the past is like, okay, I'm in the present. Like, all right, let me
That's why I
see.
was 7
Clap
days.
my hand. All right, me clapping my hand was in the past. Now I'm thinking in my head about the past, but that's not happening right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
Hey,
Like the
we got
present only happens in the present.
we gotta give our reviews too, because we're losing some people.
All right, so what do y'all give it out of 10? I'm gonna go with you, B. What do you
Out
give
of
it
10?
I know we do this all the time.
I give him a solid 7.
7. Shaq, what do you give it out of 10?
I say 7.
7. Simo, what do you get out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
A solid number, nigga.
All right, I'm gonna give it 8 then. I'm gonna give it 8 then. It was a good movie.
You really liked it, Corey. You really liked
I
that.
always gotta like every time I hear him give a review, I gotta bring it back down. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
Let me give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 6. So
Damn.
Did Marcus go?
you ain't see it.
I ain't see it.
Yeah, watch that journey. It's
All right, so that's a
it's
7.
entertaining.
A 6 though, Mo? Come on, man. That was a good movie.
That's a 7.
Damn, dog.
But yeah, we giving it a 7. Tomorrow Award is Flight Room Reviews. This is also the Flight Room Podcast, episode 63. We got any more topics? I don't think so. Follow us over to Overtime. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure y'all be interactive. Ask some questions like Keon did earlier. Yeah, keep it.
We got the 3 artists on.
Yeah, all right, we got another
3
question. Let me not jump up out here. Rapid fire, real quick. Get to know the cast right here. If you could describe yourself in 3 artists, what would it be? B, hurry up.
I would say Mac Miller, T.I., and Marvin Gaye.
Mac
Okay.
Tip Gay. Okay. All right. Shaq, 3 artists.
Wow, that sounded kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was
Sounded kinda crazy.
Let's just keep going. Rapid fire.
If you describe yourself in 3 artists, what would it be?
Shit.
Shaq.
3 artists. Shit. I'm gonna say Jay-Z. I'm gonna put an actor in there. Let's say Denzel when he was young. And the third, all right.
Outside.
You know what? I'm a throw in a producer. Let's say Pharrell.
For real, that's 3.
Yes, sir.
All right. Lighthouse. Name yourself with 3 artists.
I'll go. I'm gonna say J. Cole. I'm gonna say Kanye, and I'll say shit. Let me see, J. Cole, Kanye, and Wiz Khalifa. I'll probably go with Wiz, man. Probably go with Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz.
That's probably my
Okay. Simo, if you can
J.
describe
Cole,
yourself with 3
Wiz,
artists.
I got Jay-Z, Kanye, and Busta Rhymes.
Yeah,
You are not animated like Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, I see that Busta.
I can.
I can see Busta.
I can see it. I can see that.
Go ahead, Remy.
If if anybody watching this, if you could describe yourself with 3 artists, make sure you type it in the chat. But if I could describe myself with 3 artists, it would be Max B, Bobby Flay, and Barry White.
Wow.
This nigga said Max B, Bobby. Said Max B, Bobby. That's funny as shit. That's funny as hell.
And Barry White. I got another question. If y'all don't want to get up out of here,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you all right, name one thing that's a misconception about yourself, and why is it accurate? One misconception. Something.
If it's a misconception,
I say something I've experienced a lot.
I mean, you will hear somebody say something about you, be like, I don't know. But
why you can understand the misconception? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say just as something I experienced a lot. People be thinking I'm antisocial and shit because I've experienced that in like the workplace 1,000 times, and I can see why they say that. But I'm not really antisocial. It's just in the workplace. We here to work, nigga. Like it's only but so much real you can give people in the workplace. So that's probably one thing I would say. I don't know.
But why
I'm
are
gonna
they
have
right?
to second that too.
Why
you say what?
Oh, you saying that right because you shouldn't
said
be
why?
able to, yeah. Because you are antisocial in the workplace.
I'll be like, if I'm gonna give you me, I'm gonna give you 100%. So when I'm at the workplace, it's like, bro, I'm not gonna be half-assing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep to myself and get the job done. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to half step. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just keep to myself, and you know what I'm saying, and not front. Like I don't know how to play the game, as they would say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. B, what's a misconception? Yeah.
A misconception. I would say, for whatever reason, people think that like I don't get angrier, and I have like I can get really fucking.
I've never seen you angry,
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like to. It's almost as if like that's like a part of me that I hate when it actually happens because it fucks with me. But yeah, that's not a side that is suitable for anybody in the environment.
Interesting.
He said interesting.
He said interesting. Oh, this nigga $5. Let me
He was like,
I don't know. It's like I can anger to me. It's like I don't know. It's just it rarely happens. When it does, it's for a really, really, really good reason. And
I don't think I've never seen this nigga angry.
Yeah, it's that's for a good reason.
Shaq, what's a misconception about yourself, and why is it accurate?
So I think the misconception about me is that I'm like all book smart and that I love that shit and that I love to be book smart, but I actually hate that shit. Like I detest like studying shit that does not improve me. And some of these tests and shit that people study for, like is nothing that you're gonna retain later. I'd rather like study about shit that like
bigger degree.
Yeah, but I think that's a big misconception.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually all about fun. Like, and people, when they get to know me, like, you know what I'm saying, they understand, like, I do that to have fun. Like, I fucking study and get certification so that I can fucking have fun for a whole month. You know what I'm saying? With no breaks. Like, I came home 3 times in April. Like, I was at my house 3 times. And I was like, I'm going to fucking be overseas for the whole month. So yeah, that I think that's the biggest.
Mad at that.
Yeah.
Simo, what's the biggest misconception, and why is it accurate?
Well, it's accurate.
Oh my god.
I already said. I thought I had agreed with Marcus. It's like, you know, I'm not here to socialize with folks. You know what I'm saying? People think I'm an antisocial or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to socialize, dog. I'm just here to work. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I like you, I might hang out with you after work. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe exactly. See what I'm saying?
I don't do that shit no more. I used to do that, but I don't even do that no more.
Yeah. Depending on the circumstances.
Too close.
You know.
I mean, I would say like my misconception is kind of like on the same lines. People be like, oh, he light skinned, he think he better than everybody, or you know what I'm saying? he conceited and shit. But like the truth of the matter is, I'm not light skinned. I'm dark skinned. I just got vitiligo, acute vitiligo. It's a very serious disease. It's a very serious disease. And even more importantly,
working through it.
I do think I'm better than you. Of course, I think I'm better than you. Why wouldn't I think I'm better than you? I don't have time to talk to the lesser thans. People I work with? No. Why would I talk to you?
Hey, that's so funny.
You should be appreciative. We breathe the same space.
Talk to you.
That's so funny because last week when Phil was like, "Yeah, when I give the bums."
Oh yeah, the bums.
Them bums.
But yeah, people be shocked when I talk to them at work. Oh, he speaks. Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
and make a big
motherfuckers be knowing your name and shit. I don't know who the hell you are, but how do you know my name, bro?
Exactly.
How do you know it? But all right,
they be plotting.
Yeah, they do.
But one thing on here on the Flight Room Podcast, I do talk, and that's lucky for you out there. With the Flight Room Podcast, episode 63. Like and subscribe. Submit your topics. Oh, and also, yes, let's roll out this. We're going to be doing a giveaway.
Yes, sir.
So all you gotta do is, probably screenshot this, but go ahead and speak on it, Shaq.
Yeah. So we got Jordan Shackleford. He was the manager over there at Muse National Harbor. And he has his own paint and sip. It's actually very successful, and we are giving away a paint and sip for our one winner, and we're actually doing a couple package. So you can invite a +1 and just repost like is in the description. And it is on July 23rd on a Friday.
Just screenshot this. This is your entry.
The National Harbor, y'all. National Harbor.
Screenshot this. We're giving away 2 tickets, a cute little date night. Just screenshot this, post it, and then we'll draw, I guess, maybe next show. We don't know. We'll post details, but the link is also in our description right here. Right down there.
Bring your perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome. So you get a +1 and you can bring whoever you want.
Yep. Couples night, ladies night. But yeah, this is the Flight Room Podcast. We didn't wrapped up 3 times, but we out of here.
We have BET that.
Right. And follow us over follow us to overtime if y'all down.